Hello. I'm going to be talking about something that came up for me just now, about an event that happened 2 days ago in my writing class. So, in this class, I am seeking to prove myself to be special, and I'm looking for attention and acceptance from the people around me by taking advantage of a system of information to create the illusion to create the illusion that I represent a higher emotional value, which is just a big pot of crap. Really, it's so self-limiting to be existing for that, and it just makes me angry when I can't control everything, because then I have to see what I'm trying to do, and I have to stop and consider, oh yes, wait, I'm actually trying, yes, exactly. I'm angry because now it's frustrating that my attempts to create this machination aren't working, and I'm left with this big mess, and now it's just obviously a big mess in front of me, and I don't want to deal with this, and god damn it, this sucks. So, almost yawned there. The class finished, and the teacher had handed out an extra piece of paper that I was in possession of, and I wanted to give it to her and say, here, you gave us an extra. Don't throw this out. I don't like wasting things. But other kids also stayed behind after the class was dismissed to talk to her about things, and I didn't feel like I should interrupt or push myself to the fore for the sake of this piece of paper. So I waited, and the last girl who spoke to the teacher had a lot to say, so I was left in this dead zone of there was no social pretext that I could operate within to fool myself into believing that I am some kind of energetically, emotionally charged symbol. So I waited, and I didn't want to leave and just turn my tail and walk out of the room, because in my mind that would perhaps make it appear as if I had something important to say to the teacher, which is why I waited, because I had something important to say. But at the last moment, when it was almost just me and her in the room, I lost my nerve and couldn't face the personal nature of that situation, and then just left, which is kind of exactly what was going on, but not in that I didn't recognize it. That's like exactly what I didn't want to face. So I didn't want to leave for the sake of avoiding that situation where that emotional context is apparently what's going on. So I stayed in the room and was just going to wait for this girl to finish so that I could say, hey, take this piece of paper. I don't like wasting things. So I stayed, and there was this laminated piece of cardboard paper on the wall, and I, you know, very interestedly looked at that and read that to make it appear like I was not only not uncomfortable, but um, very that there was much agility in my mind, and I was very specially intelligent. And intelligent doesn't quite work. I mean, it's kind of like that, but more like um, to make it look like I was especially agile and interested in my environment. So I was really just looking for myself to be accepted. And approved of. But to wait, I mean, this girl was talking for quite a while, and I kind of had nowhere to go. I didn't want to leave for the reason that I've explained, but as time wore on, I couldn't get away with hiding behind, oh, this is just something that I do, I'm just like this. I couldn't make it look not deliberately planned. So to wait there for 15 minutes to say, here, I don't like wasting things, that makes it pretty clear that I'm looking for attention. And I didn't want to face that because apparently that's exactly what I was trying to do, is look for attention and approval and acceptance, because I feel completely neglected and disregarded and unimportant and not valuable and worthless in my world. Which, I mean, okay, I'm going to give this a brief touching point, but it's really interesting because I left this experience to go to my mom's house, and she had changed all the locks and piled all of my stuff outside, and that was like a real blow in the gut to me. I mean, that was really like, I was just so upset and angry. I mean, yeah, so I mean, that's kind of like indicating what's going on in my world, that's in what kind of environment I'm existing in, to perhaps maybe create a likelihood that I'm going to feel worthless and unaccepted and not valuable. Yes, so I eventually just caught between a rock and a hard place. I didn't want to walk through it and do what I didn't want to walk through my creation and live and see the consequences of who I am and what I'm doing with myself. So I just left. I just turned away and left. And then went home to go through basically the exact same point with my mother. And today, my teacher emailed me and asked me, I'll read it to you. I have it right here. Very professionally and very insightfully and considerately, Robert. My conversation after class went long last night, so I didn't get a chance to speak with you before you had to leave. Did you want to talk just after class next week, or was there something we could discuss over email instead? Best, Krista. So I just emailed her back and told her exactly what I told you, which is really cool that, because I've really fucking judged a lot of things in my life. Like, there's no reason to judge every teacher as um, someone who's there to fuck me. Like, it's not really necessary to fight everyone and everything in this world. Just having the experience to um, experience other adults could really be cool for me, and I could really use that to support myself if I'm willing to support myself and honestly take responsibility for what I will allow and honestly face the consequences of what I have allowed. So, big thank you to my teacher for pushing me to face that point and bring it up. And that's all I have to say about this.